Hello, this is Joe Trahan, welcoming you to the All Me podcast from the Taylor Hooton Foundation, whose mission is to enlighten the world to the truths about appearance and performance-enhancing substances. As the national leader on this subject, they communicate their educational messages through various methods, including this podcast. Thank you for listening and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Taylor Hooton Jr., and welcome to the intro episode of the All Me podcast. The Taylor Hooton Foundation was formed in 2005, following the loss of my younger brother, Taylor. You're going to hear my father, Taylor Hooton Sr., and I share Taylor's story in the first two episodes of this podcast. The Taylor Hooton Foundation's mission is to enlighten people to the truths about appearance and performance-enhancing substances. We provide assembly education programs across the U.S., Canada, and Latin America. To date, our programs have directly impacted over 2 million lives, but we still have so much work to do. The genesis of the All Me podcast will revolutionize the way we deliver drug education. The All Me podcast is going to give you an inside look into the world of appearance and performance-enhancing substances by having people share their personal stories and knowledge that surrounds this topic. Some of the subject matter that will be discussed on the podcast will be anabolic steroids, human growth hormone, dietary supplements, energy drinks, nutrition, health, fitness, and so much more. We've been hard at work finding experts in this field to help give us a more in-depth look on this topic. We're going to have some of the biggest names in sports talk about how they take care of their bodies, whether that be in season or out of season. And it's going to be important to listen to how each of these athletes have made it to the pinnacle of their sport without the use of drugs. This podcast will be looking at this subject from all angles. So there will be some guests who might be for the use of appearance and performance-enhancing substances. In order for us to learn from one another, it's important that we listen to what others have to say and hear their perspective, even though we might not agree with it. It was Nelson Mandela who said, "Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world." The Taylor Hooton Foundation was formed out of tragedy, and together, we're going to impact lives and change the world. As you continue to listen to this podcast, you're going to hear from various hosts so that you, as our listener, will hear different perspectives on the topics that we cover in each episode. If there's a topic that you'd like to learn more about, or you have questions, or would just like to connect with us, please email us at info@taylorhooton.org. You'll be able to find all of our contact information and links to our website in the show notes, or simply by searching the internet for the Taylor Hooton Foundation. We're excited to kick off our podcast in just a few days, so be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss an episode. Thank you for listening, and we appreciate your support.
Well, that's it for today's show. Thanks for listening to the All Me podcast from the Taylor Hooton Foundation, a nonprofit organization leading a national campaign to enlighten people to the truths about appearance and performance-enhancing substances and inspiring people to live and compete without the use of these substances. Please be sure to subscribe to our podcast and tune in to our next episode.